What's good, guys? I'm Mr. Fletch. Well, I'm Justin.
And I'm DJ, and we did our Microeconomics Project on Kokoro,
A Japanese bistro and sushi bar located at Stockton's Miracle Mile.
Miracle Mile is an upscale and popular location. Being located in this part of Stockton benefits the business and attracts customers.
We got the chance to interview the owner of Kokoro, Russell Takeda.
And our first question for Mr. Takeda was, what experience should a person have to start this business?
He said that he didn't have much of a restaurant background, although he did work at his hot dog stand. He had education in accounting and business management.
He also had experience in management for a corporation, which helped him understand on how to deal with people.
We then asked what kind of business structure he considered his to be.
Kokoro started as a sole proprietorship, but Mr. Takeda considered it to be a mom-and-pop business because he and his wife run it themselves.
He then said that everything is computerized. This is how demand is determined, by keeping track of what is moving.
Also, he mentioned that you can get a sense of what's popular just by walking around and seeing what everyone's ordering.
Demand for ingredients is determined by the demand of popular dishes.
For Kokoro, the customer base has been changing for the last couple years, but Fridays and the weekends are the busiest times for the restaurant.
He then said that the demographics are older people and college students, normally 18 years and up.
Mr. Takeda explained that if his wife and the chef come up with a new dish, they put it on the menu, test it out, and see if it's moving. This process helps determine supply.
As for establishing prices, Mr. Takeda first looked at what the cost of goods will be to prepare a dish and then add in labor costs. He tries to keep certain percentages on margins on pricing.
Kokoro offers complimentary services to UOP students with a Pacific card. This takes 5% of every sales dollars to run. And for birthdays, they serve a complimentary dessert, and sometimes they give hookups.
Kokoro's fixed costs include labor, although he said it's fixed to some extent, then becomes variable depending on how busy the business is. Rent is a fixed cost, and utilities are also determined by how busy they are.
He considered labor, goods, and utilities as variable costs.
Prices are elastic to a certain point, and customers will notice slight changes in the prices. The restaurant business changes in pricing are obvious, making them elastic only to a certain point.
Mr. Takeda then said he had 4 major competitors: Domo, Raw Sushi, Misaki, and Shomi's. When Kokoro first opened up, he mentioned that there was only a handful, but now they're proliferating.
When we asked what benefits does Kokoro provide for its employees, Mr. Takeda said that in this time of the economy, they are employed. They had benefits before, but had to cut back as the economy dictates a lot.
When asked how government is involved, Mr. Takeda replied saying that the government is deeply involved in all businesses. In the restaurant business, they have health and environment inspections for sanitation and to check on the handling of foods. These agencies check periodically at least once a year.
Government agencies also come to Kokoro to make sure the restaurant is not dumping too much grease down the sewer. The fire department also comes in to make sure that are cleaning the exhaust properly because too much grease could cause a fire, and to check if all fire extinguishers are all up to date.
Government agencies also check licensing, permits, and alcohol and beverage control. A lot of these checks are unannounced. He related these checks to pop quizzes in school. These agencies just want to make sure the restaurant is following procedures on a regular basis.
He said that Kokoro tries to keep up with everything because it's not worth it to fail, because sometimes there are fines and it's costly. So the government is involved a whole lot in Kokoro's business.
That concludes our microeconomics project. Thank you.
Yeah.